All right, hey everybody, it's Peter from the Kia Hyundai channel. Okay, here's what's going on. We have Kia EV6 information. Some of it is solid, let me just move my chair here, and some of it is stuff that we still have to kind of guess on, but as you know, I'm digging for information anywhere I can, and we have the Vehicle Product Information Guide. This is traditionally a tool, reference tool that gives them every vehicle in the lineup and gives them all kinds of information. This came out, and it has information that I haven't seen before. Now, there is a clear disclaimer on this page that says that this information is subject to change, it hasn't been finalized, and that's fine. We know that. We know that anything I say in this video, literally anything I say in this video, could change. But why not go through the information that's actually been given out to pretty much every Kia dealer across the country? So we'll do that. The other thing we know is I have on this piece of paper, there are seven EV6s that we now have scheduled dates to arrive here at Brantford Kia. So if you bought from us, and just check your email. We've already emailed the 7 people on this list. So if you don't have an email from us, then your vehicle's not on the list. But we know that we're going to see our first EV6 in February, maybe. So February, 1 in February, 4 in March, and 2 in April is what we're expecting as far as deliveries. That could change. It's been a crazy year already, and it's been a crazy year last year. So we know when they're coming, roughly. We know what's going to be on the trims, potentially. So what this video is going to include is what they are planning to put in the trims, and we'll talk about what that is, and also some accessories that are on there and some specs and that kind of thing. And again, anything in this video could change. So bear with me for a second, because what I'm going to do is refresh my page here. Because we are filming this live, there will be some interaction here, and I just need to click in to be able to see that interaction as well, the comments that you guys have. So there we go. Oh, prices, great question. I just see your comment about prices. We still do not have pricing, so that is the other big thing. There is no pricing as of this moment. The second there is, we'll do more videos. So here's the thing. If you are a fan of the EV6, shameless plug, just subscribe to the channel, because if you subscribe to the channel and you're watching this, you'll probably be fed the notification as soon as we do anything EV6. And that is our plan. So normally we go live at 2 o'clock every day. This is a bonus live video. Obviously, we're still going live at 2 o'clock today. So yeah, bummer, no pricing. Okay, I don't know how many people we have on. 31, okay, that's good enough. Do me a favor, guys, hit the like button here. That'll help us spread it to other EV6 people. The more we spread this, the more I get to do it. So what I have, like I said, if you are one of the 7 people who are going to get your vehicle, I just want you to know the vehicle arriving in February. I've already connected with that owner. I am going to be able to film that vehicle the second it shows up. So if you are waiting for your car and you want to know if it's going to show up on time, if I have a car in February, that's a good sign for you. That means your car is set up. So we will review that car as soon as it gets here. And obviously there are, 6 others coming. So what I've done is I've taken this vehicle guide thing, which is not actually an internal document. I could show this on the screen. I've taken pictures and blown it up so I can read it clearly, and we'll go through trim by trim some of the key features. I'll take your questions as they come through as well, and we'll make this as long as it needs to be. And this will not be an entertaining video. This is going to be mostly you guys looking at my bald head while I look at the computer screen and on here. But hopefully it'll be informative, because that's what I do. I don't entertain, I do inform. All right, so let me open it up to the EV6 page. I've got comments coming through, and like I said, if you guys can hit the like button, that's awesome. Perfect. Okay, so here's what the actual disclaimer says. At time of publication, EV6 information are not final. Some items are subject to change. Please refer to the VPOG or for the latest information. VPOG is the Vehicle Price and Ordering Guide. That is usually our more reliable source than the VPIG, Vehicle Product Information Guide. So Vehicle Price and Ordering Guide has not been released for this vehicle yet, and that will often have pricing. Sometimes they release it without pricing. When I have that, we'll go through that. But if not a whole lot changes, this video may suffice, and we'll go from there. So, going to read some of the highlights of the car. These are all things we basically know if we're fans of the car, but for those of you that don't, let's just cover through things, and if you guys notice something that sounds odd, we'll cover it. And then what I'm going to do is read through at least the key pieces of the trims that we are expecting, and then I'll go back through the accessories that they are planning for, and yeah, here's where we go. Okay, so pricing according to today's, no, there's no pricing. Okay, how much did you miss? You missed nothing. Okay, come on through, we're good. We got people walking through the room here, that's cool. All right, so first thing is first. What it says in here is, Versatile and spacious inside thanks to the flat battery under the floor. We know this is based on the eGMP platform. This isn't a surprise. Long range, all-wheel drive, and zero emissions platform flexibility for electric performance. Basically, this car is going to be the platform for many of our next EVs. 80% charge in just 18 minutes at the 800-volt ultra-fast charging. Keep that in mind because there's some surprises about this that I see in this document, which may change. Up to 480 kilometers of yada, yada, yada of range. That's a pre-launch estimation. Honestly, I think they'll go a hair higher than what we see on the Ioniq 5, and the Ioniq 5 is 488, I believe. I think this one will just be a hair more aerodynamic, and we'll see it just targeting 480 kilometers, up to 320 horsepower, 446 foot-pounds of torque. New vehicle-to-load function, so that what that means is when you plug in your plug to charge it, there is a special plug that can be had that will also have an outlet that you can run other devices on, whether it's charging an electric car very slowly, another electric car very slowly, whether it's, what I plan to do is hopefully, if it's strong enough, take in my electric barbecue and make some burgers during the video. But it is a true plug. It's like a household style plug. It's not some of these plugs like I have in my Santa Cruz right now, basically charges a laptop. It doesn't do a whole lot. This vehicle to load thing can actually power quite a few things. Choice of 58 or 77.4 kilowatt hour batteries. We'll get into that. 19 or 20 inch wheels. Heated seats, 60-40 split folding seat. Dual curved display. So we've seen this. Again, I've seen this vehicle at the LA Auto Show. So if you want to see those videos that I've done, LA Auto Show, those dual curved displays, I'll double check here, but yeah, it is in every trim. So there's not like a downsized 8-inch screen in the middle. So you're going to have fantastic displays in every trim, which is pretty cool. Heated steering wheel, we expect that in some cars at least. Highway driving assist. If you don't know, that's fine. We'll cover that later. But now there's also Highway Drive Assist 2, and that should be here, I believe, if this holds true, on the very first vehicles that we get. And Meridian Premium Audio. Meridian Premium Audio is different. I would have expected Bose or Harman Kardon. I don't think it makes any difference. All right. Rear-wheel drive trims. There's a rear-wheel drive short range. There's a rear-wheel drive long range. And then you go to an all-wheel drive long range, all-wheel drive long range GTL Package 1, which is GT Line Package 1, and a GTL Package 2, all-wheel drive GT Line Package 2. That's the information I have on the actual trims. We'll try to cover at least the highlights in here, and you can feel free to ask me questions here. And so you guys are telling me that there are prices, but oh yeah, there's a Facebook group, guys. Just let's cover that off. In the comments, somebody's saying on a Facebook group they've covered prices in Quebec. We have an internal memo. That has not been confirmed. So that is somebody that may have taken potentially preliminary information, potentially false information, potentially fake information. We have just been flat out told that's not coming from any kind of reliable source. So whatever you're reading in a Facebook group, it'd be great if that was true, but we've been flat out told by head office, do not rely on that information. It is not something that goes on. So just so you know, pricing that you think you've heard, unless it's been released in the past half hour, it does not exist right now. Okay, National Post article. Oh, National Post article? Oh, this is awesome. So the National Post has posted prices while I'm doing my video. Cool. So we'll talk about pricing if that's in a National Post article later. All right. As of the time I went to film this video, I didn't have that information. And if the National Post got it first, then Kia head office, you and I got to talk. Maybe we have it. Maybe I have it in my email somewhere. Pat, if you're watching, can you check the National Post and see if we have pricing? That'd be great if you could jump in on live video. Okay, back to what we're talking about. Rear-wheel drive, short range. If there is pricing out on a website that my people... Short kilowatt rear-wheel drive. Now, 800-volt charging. So I was not expecting the 800-volt charging on the base level trim. If this information holds true, and again, this could change, then we can expect that 18-minute charge time. But that 18-minute charge time, I believe, is on the longer range vehicles, which might be even faster ultra-fast charging on the short-range rear-wheel drive system. So that would mean that every vehicle, every EV6 will have that ultra-fast charging, which would kind of be unheard of in the industry for the price. So you guys are killing me with pricing here. So if that's out, cool. I just haven't seen it yet, so I can't confirm it. Okay. A battery heating system, which is what you want for long range or longevity of your vehicle. So battery heating system is going to control that heating, and that is in the base level system. So range degradation, that's what you want to see in an electric vehicle. Drive mode select, we know that. Forward collision avoidance with junction turning, standard stuff. Lane follow assist, lane keeping assist. Driver attention warning, high beam assist, all the safety stuff we expect. 6 airbags with a driver's knee airbag. Generally speaking, they don't put a driver's knee airbag in unless it requires it to pass all the tests, so you can expect this to score extremely highly in the safety tests. We know that. Rear camera, that's required by law. Parking distance warning in the rear. So the parking beepers in the rear of the car are going to be included in the, at least according to this initial information, are expected to be included in the initial car. Hill start assist, it'll hold your vehicle in place. Tire pressure monitoring, we knew that. Tire mobility kit, so no spare tire, kind of standard stuff for an EV these days. Virtual engine sound system. I don't think it's so much an engine sound as much as a humming noise that they have to make by law. For EVs, because they can be very quiet and very silent, so they have to make a system. So in other words, it's going to make some noise at slow speeds. 19-inch wheels are standard. Manual flush door handles. So sometimes we've seen on the EV6, for instance, that we had in the bay here very recently, the powered door handles, so they power pop out. These ones will be manual pop out, so they'll be flush, but you'll have to pop them out. We'll show you that, how that works later. Black painted outside mirrors, so instead of body color mirrors, there'll be black mirrors. MFR LED headlamps, which are LED headlamps similar to the Kia Soul, Kia Seltos. There is a higher level of solar or of headlight that I'm not sure if is on this car or not. But yeah, LED headlights around, LED turn signals, LED side repeaters. So LED everything around, daytime running light, interior lights, rear combination light, headlamps. Basically everything it says is LED, including LED, I think rear turn signal, which I expected. Rear spoiler, artificial leather, and cloth. So the artificial leather will be vegan leather, they call that. The cloth seats are usually made of recycled materials, so there's that. Manual heated front seat, so no power front seat, but there is a driver lumbar support. So I don't know if that's power or not, but a lot of time on our manual seats, you don't have that lumbar support, which someone like me, I've got a funny back, you do want that. Luggage board, so that's I think the cover for the luggage. 60/40 seats, smart cruise control, which is what we expect. That's the advanced cruise control. Dual automatic AC, so that's a dual zone automatic climate control. Auto defog, PTC heater, which is standard stuff nowadays. Day and night room mirror, so there's like the day-night mirror that's required by law. Rain sensor, so that I believe is the windshield wipers. Will be automatic wipers. You can set it to the auto setting for the rain. Electric parking brakes, smart key for USB. Now, I don't know why that's on the same line, but smart key and 4 USBs. Second row air vents, so we will see second row air vents probably in the center of the console. A lot of our cars skip that, so I don't know, that'll be nice to see. Paddle shifters. Now, they say paddle shifters. They're actually going to be regeneration paddles. I think that's just a typical, we refer to them internally as paddle shifters, but they don't actually shift, right? So they're regeneration paddles, we expect that. Second row power outlet, auto light. Electric folding adjustable outside mirror, so it's electric folding, the whole housing should fold in. Manual child lock, and then those dual 12.3-inch display clusters. So big 12.3-inch display in front of you, big 12.3-inch display for the center screen, and it'll look like a single panel. We've seen this at the LA Auto Show, but we will have full-size screens in the entire lineup, according to this. Voice recognition stuff, which we'll do a video on, has some pretty advanced voice recognition stuff. Bluetooth, basically standard on every car. Smartphone link, it says. Now, I assume that what that means is your projection, so your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. And that will not be wireless unless something changes anytime soon. It'll be a wired system. Sirius radio with HD, 6 speakers, and steering wheel remote audio. That's your base model, at least what they're projecting. Again, according to this guide, which says it could change. So a pretty well-equipped vehicle, and that's the only way to get the short-range car. And if we're talking short range, let's just talk, what are we expecting for range? It doesn't tell us in the Kia world, but I believe I have some of that specs here on the Hyundai version. Maybe not. I don't have, oh man, I had this memorized a while ago and I forgot what it is. But there's a short range version and a long range version. That is the only way to get a short range version. Rear wheel drive, that equipment, assuming that makes it to market. So then we go to a long range, and this is sort of the competitor to the, or at least closer to an equivalent to what we've seen here in the video bay from the Ioniq 5, 77.4 kilowatt hour battery, 168 kilowatt rear wheel drive. So what we're talking about really here is horsepower. Do I have horsepower ratings? I think I have it in a separate page, which we'll get to in a second. Now, you do have a heat pump on the long-range version. We've talked about heat pumps a lot. There's a whole bunch of story. The key piece of the heat pump is it can recapture that regenerative braking heat and throw it in as heat. My personal feeling is I don't think it adds a ton of range in the ultra cold, but I think in just cooler temperatures, I think it can help avoid that heat coming on. Once you get to that ultra cold Canadian winter type stuff, you're pretty much running the electric heat anyways, but it does have the heat pump. Blind spot collision avoidance assist, so blind spot detection I believe is in the other car, I can't remember, or maybe not. We'll have to double check that later, but collision avoidance as well. So rear cross traffic alert with collision avoidance, safe exit assist. So basically, yeah, this is including the radar plate in the back, which can be used for blind spot detection and then avoidance, rear cross traffic detection, so if someone's crossing your path behind you, that'll also be there, and then safe exit assist, which basically means if it's the assist, what it can do is it can lock that rear door. If you have a child about to jump out in traffic, it can child lock that door while there's a car passing, which is a nice feature to have. There's safe exit warning and safe exit assist. Safe exit assist is the higher end version. Solar glass windshield and the front windows, so essentially a slight tint to those windows, a legal tint. It's probably not something that anybody is going to notice. Privacy glass in the rear, so it looks like the previous version will not have the dark tinted glass in the rear. Driver memory plus mirror, so it sounds like the driver memory seat could be tied to the mirrors, which would be nice. Power driver seat, front lumbar support, power child lock, wireless charging, so wireless phone charging, what that means, not wireless car charging, heated steering wheel, and the ECM mirror, essentially the day-night mirror that changes on its own. So that's what it adds or changes in the rear-wheel drive if this stays correct. I know you guys are asking some questions. I will get to them in a second. I'm just going to finish some of this information. All-wheel drive long range. What does it add? All-wheel drive. Essentially, that's what we're seeing. Maybe a horsepower jump, 239 kilowatt. I'm not sure if that's horsepower. Yeah, probably a horsepower jump there, again, at the all-wheel drive, which would make sense. It's a quicker car. All right. Earlier I said vegan leather, so now the all-wheel drive long range is talking actual vegan leather. So I think it's I don't know, there's a different type of leather potentially between those. Okay, parking distance warning in the front. So that's that beepers in the front of the car now instead of just the rear. This is the all-wheel drive long range GT line package 1. So parking distance warnings in the front, parking collision avoidance assist in the rear. So it's avoidance assist instead of just beepers. FCA, so forward collision avoidance, lane change oncoming, lane change side, junction crossing. So basically a more advanced forward collision avoidance system than we've seen on any of our other cars yet. We'll see that on the all-wheel drive long range. Again, all of this collision avoidance stuff, I always joke that you want to test this like you test your airbag. You don't test these things, but the car will be capable of seeing and reacting to more things to avoid collisions than our current vehicles. So that's a nice step up there. Highway driving assist 2, we're going to talk about that later. So highway driving assist basically assists you in driving on the highway. Lane keep assist, using navigation, speed limit type stuff. Lane keep, smart cruise control. The highway drive assist, I believe, adds some signal or some lane changing abilities in there for the vehicle to lane change with you, for you. We'll talk about that as it comes out, because I've heard about what it could be. I want to see what it actually is. Interior and exterior GT design, or EGT line design. So basically, different design, interior details once you get to that GT line. Laminated front glass, so that would be the side glass, because I believe the front windshield is required by law to be laminated. So probably just more sound deadening in the side glass is my assumption. LED mood lamp, so we've seen this in the Kia Soul for a while, and other vehicles will have mood lamp. This is where it says vegan leather mane and vegan bolster in the combi seats. So difference in seats essentially. Alloy pedals. Passenger seat is now powered in this vehicle. Deluxe door scuff, so fancy scuff plates on the door. Smart power liftgate, that's where you get the powered liftgate, which of course you can approach with the key on your body. It will sense that you're close and it can open automatically if you have it set for that. Surround view monitor, so this is that 360 camera, the surround view monitor. We've played with this a little bit at the LA Auto Show. Or blind view monitor as well, so it can see out your blind view. And remote smart parking assist, which we've seen on some Hyundai vehicles, but no Kias yet, which would be a key fob button where you can move the car forward and reverse just through the key fob. Again, we're still seeing your questions here. I will get to them in a second. Last trim anyways we're going to go through is the all-wheel drive long-range GT Line Package 2, or GTL Package 2. So this adds 20-inch wheels. It's going to be a wide sunroof, they call it. Auto flush handles, so that's the automatic door handles that kind of go flush and come out automatically. Same thing we've seen on the Ioniq 5 that we've had in here. Cargo screen, so I think that might be the cargo cover. So maybe there's a cargo panel that you can move, and a cargo screen would be the cover on top, just to hide your goods from other vehicles or other people. Suede mane and vegan bolster seats. So again, different seats again, as far as the way it's set up. Second row heated seats, pretty typical stuff for our top line vehicles. Vehicle to load. So this is where you're getting that cord coming with the vehicle, where I can plug in something like, another device, a true household plug, and power that device, vehicle to load. I'm not sure if the lower vehicles will have that as a feature that just doesn't come with the cord, or if it's unable to be done on those lower trims. We'll dig into that as it comes out. Meridian premium sound system with 14 speakers, external amp, subwoofer. So now you're getting from 6 speakers to 14 speakers. That's a big jump. Acoustic design platform, we'll talk about that some other time. And augmented reality heads-up display, which I have some information on, but I'm not ready to talk about yet because I want to see it in person before I talk about all the wonderful things it can do. I want to see how it really works, because that's what we do here, is we talk about real-world stuff. So those are the trims. Things could... You guys are telling me that the National Post has pricing, which would be just awesome if they let the media know before they let the dealers know. That's been an issue of mine for a while, because it's awesome when a customer comes into our dealership and says, I already know the pricing because I saw it on the newspaper and we don't have the pricing yet. So if we have pricing in the media, Kia Canada, could we get it to the dealer? And if we don't have it in the media, let me know. All right, so real quickly, what we're going to go through now is there are 3 different wheels. Let me just show you what the wheels look like. If I can do this, maybe. Well, let's just try this. There we go. So those are your 3 different wheels, 19-inch, 19-inch, and 20-inch. Probably not the best pictures, but I do have a different design. Obviously a little bit more open on the 20-inch. Nice sort of, actually they look the same to me. These look the same to me. Oh, so dark gray finish and a black gloss finish. So very similar to the Kia K5. The EX and the GT line have the same wheels, but there's a dark gray finish and a black finish. As you move up in the trim, they'll go black. Lower trim, they'll go a dark gray finish. So they are the same wheels. That's why I'm looking at them now. This will be dark gray where it's dark. This will be black where it's dark. And these ones will be black gloss where it's dark on the 20-inch wheels. So those are the wheels I have. Dimensions we can talk about in a second. Horsepower numbers, I have 167 horsepower. I believe it was 168 on the Ioniq 5. I don't think it matters. It's pre-information. So 167 and 258. What that means is that the Kia Soul EV, the limited version, has 201 horsepower, and the lower trim, the 201 horsepower and 295. So the Kia Soul EV will have more horsepower and more torque than the base model of the EV6. And even the base model's short-range Kia Soul has 139 horsepower, but still that 291 foot-pounds of torque. So 291 foot-pounds of torque in the Kia Soul, 258 in the shorter range, but again, more horsepower in the shorter range EV6. The EV6 will still be plenty peppy. It'll be rear-wheel drive, so that'll allow the power to be put down, but in theory on the spec sheet is a lower horsepower vehicle and lower torque vehicle than some levels of the Kia Soul. So interesting to note there. I don't think that'll bother anybody. They'll probably be equally quick, 0 to 60, just because of rear-wheel drive being able to put the power down. On our Kia Soul EV with the front-wheel drive, 291 foot-pounds of torque is a lot, and you'll end up spinning those front tires. So flipping through here, long range has the same, it changes the voltage of the power. So I'm assuming that the motor is the same, which is why the torque number is the same. We have the same 258 foot-pounds of torque, but it goes to 225 on the long-range version. So you go from 167 horsepower to 225 horsepower, short range to long range. The torque stays the same at 258. And then when you add the all-wheel drive, that's when you get that big bump. You get that 320 horsepower and 446 foot-pounds of torque. So there is all that there. Charging times they don't list. Efficiency they don't list. That's to be determined. Okay, let's quickly talk accessories, then I'll take your questions, and then we'll wrap this up, because I'm sure we've gone on plenty long enough. Yeah, 23 or 4 minutes. Okay, these are the expected accessories. I'm going to be very blunt with you. It's got a trailer hitch listed here. I don't expect to see the trailer hitch show up at the same time as a car. The trailer hitch especially, for whatever reason in Canada, seems to have a delay between when the car shows up and when some of these accessories show up. But these are some of the targeted accessories that they're telling the salespeople to talk about. All-weather liners, front and rear, all-weather rubber mats, cargo tray with luggage boards, cargo cover, so you can get a cargo cover in lower trims, it sounds like, hood deflector, window visors, crossbars, so cross rails for the roof racks. I assume it has a roof rack. I can't remember off the top of my head. Alloy wheels, so of course you can get winter wheels with alloy wheels on this car. Trailer hitch and harness, so they are expecting this car, I believe the theory was maybe 2,000 pounds of towing in Canada. Don't know if that'll actually happen, but a trailer hitch and a harness is expected. Mud guards, hitch-mounted 2 and 4x carrier, which will just be a Thule carrier, I'm sure. Roof cargo boxes, Thule carrier. Ski and snowboard carrier, paddleboard carrier. So those will all be likely Thule branded or rebranded. Kia sunshade, business suit hanger, and universal tablet holder. Now remember, a business suit hanger, there already is on the back of the headrest a unique design which you could hang a shirt on or a jacket on somewhere there as well. So we'll see about that business suit hanger because there already kind of is a hook there. And that's my information, guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go take your questions here. If there's anything I can help you with, we'll still do our 2 o'clock. It looks like there was a question about that. I'm just looking for my mouse here. There we go. So I'm going to go right to the top here. Again, you guys are telling me that there's information in the National Post or Financial Post about pricing. Awesome. I don't know if it's there. Great. I just haven't had it at the time I went live. Does it support over-the-air updates? I don't know from the official information I have yet, and there's very little official information. I am expecting that the Kia Connect subscription will be required to have over-the-air updates, which I think makes some sense from their perspective. So Kia Connect right now is a no-charge thing that I think is free. Was free for 5 years, now free for 3 years. We'll see what happens when the EV6 comes out. At this point, I'm expecting it to be free for 3 more years. But that is what I believe will offer over-the-air updates on these cards. If you don't have the subscription, like eventually it'll be a paid subscription, if you don't have that, I'm not sure how we'll handle it. Will they just go to the dealer? Will the dealer charge? Can you do it on your own, not over the air? So there is some question mark there that I'll have to dig into as the vehicle comes out, but that is something I am watching and will have information. Okay, I wish we got the sequential front and rear turn signals like they did in Europe. Yeah, so we're not expecting the sequential signals. That's just not something that the regulations seem to allow, although other vehicles have it, so I'm not sure how that works. Somebody says they're hoping for a Telluride or a Carnival EV. Honestly, I would expect both of those to come in the next bunch of years. We've seen the EV9 already, which is the Telluride-looking EV, so I would expect that to come out in the next few years. And are you still going to do a live show? Yes, I'm going to go live at 2 o'clock. If I have a package 1 reserved and I want to switch to a package 2, does my spot in line reset? Complicated question. If you're one of the initial 200 orders, you're going to get the car that they offered. I don't remember if that was package 1 or package 2 off the top of my head. I believe it's package 2. I don't remember, to be very honest, guys. But if you are beyond that 200 orders, my understanding is if you've placed an order, you've reserved your spot in line, and you can switch trims as pricing and trims come out. And keep in mind, trims haven't been announced yet. This is all preliminary information. We just dug this up because we figured this is where they would have the information, and they did. So it's not like they've said, hey, there's your information. We're just taking information that's been given to our sales team, but it's been labeled as preliminary. It's been labeled as it might change. So, okay. I was going to get one, but I'm 6'3", and I've heard not good for tall people, especially trying to get into the back. I don't think tall people up front is an issue. My boss is 6'1", 6'2". He and I were in that vehicle in LA. I don't think it'll be an issue. I think it'll be okay in the back too, honestly. Like, I mean, maybe if you're 6'3", sitting behind a 6'3" person, yeah, it's not a huge car, but I wouldn't rule it out until you see it. We'll have it here, and I'll stick some tall people in there. We'll see if we can help you out when we get it there. Do I know which models we're getting in? We are getting in the official, what does this say? It's all coded language. Yeah, GT Line Package 2. So there we go. So we are seeing our first 7 that are coming in are GT Line Package 2, the top trim that I've just talked about. So we'll be able to talk about all these things. The other interesting thing is the Ioniq 5's all-wheel drive models are a long ways away. So we're now going to see this trim with all-wheel drive, with that kind of power, fast acceleration, that kind of thing. Okay. Do you know which models you're getting? Okay, we talked about that. Will all Kia dealers have charging stations available 24/7 for long-distance traveling? Interesting. As of now, no. So every Kia dealer is their own independent business. Kia has not mandated or even requested that we do this. I know there are some pilot projects talking about having chargers in and around. The catches with this kind of stuff is sometimes by the time you decide to have these ultra-fast chargers, it's already done right in the area, right? Maybe right off the highway where you would expect it. So although there is significant talk about upgrading chargers, having more chargers, putting more chargers in, at this point, not every Kia dealer is even an EV certified dealer. Will that happen in the future? It would not surprise me, but officially as of now, there's no requirement, no ask, and like I said, there's talk of pilot projects around that, but don't expect that. Now I will say, some of these ultra-fast chargers, petrol-can stations, you can drive across the country using petrol-can stations, having that ultra-fast charge. The catch is there, sometimes the petrol-can stations, at least the ones that I've heard of, aren't always operating at peak speed, and that's consistent right now across the country right now, or across the continent in North America as well. So ultra-fast charging when everything's working great, 18 minutes. Either way, it's going to be significantly faster charging than anything we have out there right now. It's going to be the fastest charging EVs around for the short term. Okay, late to this video, I ordered one, but when are they going to start bringing them sold? I'm in the USA. So I don't know when you're going to get them in the USA. They seem to be advertising them there more than in Canada right now. All I can tell you is that the first 7 orders for Brantford Kia, where I'm filming from our Brantford Kia studio, the first order is scheduled to show up in February, the next bunch in March, and 2 more in April. So the first 7 are showing up February through April. We'll see if that happens. Timelines have been really flexible at this point. And if you are one of the, just so to reiterate, if you're one of the people that have ordered through us, if you're on my list of 7 people, we will have notified you already. So you don't have to call us and say, am I on that list? Our sales team has already notified you. Okay, service schedule for the EV6. Haven't talked about that, but we will in the future. They mentioned Facebook, Kia EV6 Quebec group. Yeah, so they mentioned this stuff in the Quebec Facebook group. I can tell you right now, we've had a memo, internal memo from Kia about some of the stuff that has been released about pricing in a Facebook group and other stuff. This was maybe a week ago. I was told that not to rely on that information, that it is not necessarily a reliable source. It may not have anything to do. They didn't lay it out. Long story short, it could be a leaked source that maybe it turns out to be true. I don't know, but they've certainly emphasized that to not rely on that information as true. So there we go. Any information on the new Sportage? Not a whole lot yet, but we do have a VPOG, so we've done this before, the Sportage. We haven't got pricing on that, haven't got pricing on the EV6. So let's just wrap it up here, guys. I'm gonna be back live at 2 o'clock doing my traditional reviews of vehicles, half an hour with a vehicle every single day. Today we're looking at the Kia Soul and the Kia Forte. If you are interested in the EV6, please hit subscribe, because if we have any information as things become solid, I will make a video on this, on that stuff. And again, I'm going to go hop on the National Post website and see if I can find the pricing that you guys are talking about and see if that's true. And then if it is true, I'm going to double check it with Kia head office, and we'll be live here at 2 o'clock where we can confirm or deny that at 2 o'clock. So thanks everybody for watching. It's been fun. If you haven't hit the like button, do me a favor, guys. 71 of you on, 48 likes. I feel like a few more likes could be had. I get it. It's not entertaining. You know, I didn't dress up for you guys, but I do try to give you the best information we have. So thanks everybody for watching. I got to walk over to the camera to shut it down. But yeah, we'll see you again live 2 o'clock today. It is February 2nd, and we'll see you then. Thanks everybody for joining us.